Welcome back, everyone. This is Eric Fallon playing Magical Bringer Korona the movie. Noel, Leviathan, and Cromm are now off on a big amalgamation of dark power ready to destroy the human world, and Korona and her companions have resolved to go and stop them by, well, any means necessary basically means fighting them, so yes.
There. That's where Noel-chan and the others are.
The Genbu Mirror is frightened. Incredible Yun power.
Oh yeah, it's scared. That relic's the only holy power around. No home turf for you here.
But we have little choice but to go. What now? Should we force our way in from the front, or...
Is everyone okay?
Yes, somehow. That was...
Probably Noel-chan's Tempest.
that laser attack all the way from there?
No way!
令票的杀盖进 that sai zen. O mirror, cleanse. Yeah, already things are not looking too good.
That was close. Thanks, Yuka-chan.
Phew. If I'd been any slower, the whole team would be out. How are these attacks so absurd? I didn't think Tempest was a spell with rapid-fire capability.
I'm just as confused as you are. I'll bet the tower's feeding her energy. She's got the whole Demon Realm's yin energy to power her blasting away. This is hardcore bad news. If we're going to turn back, now's the time. Leaving wouldn't do any good. If we run now, we can't stop Noel-chan. It's scary, but we've got to do it. Huh. Hey, Pinkhead. Next hide and seek, you're in. Huh?
In any case, until we reach that tower, there's nothing we can do. We'll be picked off if we bunch up, and so it may be best if we split up to spread out the attacks.
It's a gamble, but we've got no choice but to break past that laser if we want to reach the tower, I think?
That's right. Both Jen and I will go up high. Amano-ga-senpai can take the ground. Sakura-senpai, you can go in between. And we rush in at full speed.
Right, got it.
You accepted that almost too easily. We're risking our lives charging. Wait, what are you doing with your hand?
In times like these, you're supposed to put your hands all in together and hurrah, aren't you?
In this situation, sometimes I just can't believe you. This situation is the time for it.
Subaru, hurry, hurry! Yuka-chan and Belith-chan's hands covered my outstretched hand.
All right, already, I'll do it.
The last hand joins, if with a sigh. We may split up, but our intent is one. Stop Noel-chan and the others, protect everyone, and take back our fun summer vacation. Here we go! 3.5 magical girls to protect the Earth. Let's do this! Yeah!
Alright, here we go. We've got our baroque music going.
We flew off with that shout. Hang in there, everybody. Keep safe so we can have fun together. The Dark Tower rises before us. We're going to bring our friends there back with us. The chosen demon lords are about to leave a sorrowful mark on history. But there's still time. If divine fate would hurt someone, if it makes them sad, I won't stand for it. Here goes. Give me strength. Osiris! I flew. There's no telling when an attack will come, so no going full speed. Still, I head for the tower with as much speed as I can give it. Here it comes! An imprecise beam sweeps from left to right. I swiftly dodge right. The blast struck my eardrum, stabbing into my head, but I don't drop my speed. A second one chases me after dodging. 2 or 3 lasers are fired in other directions at the same time. I dodge right. From each side, aiming where I dodged. This time I sped through the gap. The edge of my clothes touches the light, sending my nose a foul smell. From left and right at the same time. Losing speed here would just make things even more dangerous. My way out is straight ahead. Faster! Faster! Faster, faster, faster! The explosion sounded from behind me. Propelled by the blast, my distance to the tower rapidly shrinks. Almost there, just a little further. Something on the tower's black outer wall moved and flashed. The light arcs like a crescent moon heading this way from straight ahead. I immediately raise a Cirrus to shield. The Black Demon Sword and Crescent make contact in the next instant. The metal throws off sparks and an impact like being slammed into the ground runs through my body. That single strike halted my faster and faster charge even after I'd been boosted by the explosive blast. Soon, the Black Knight who had floated smoothly surfaced from the outer wall that had been concealing her.
Not a scratch from that strike, though I should expect as much from the Black Demon Sword.
Cromm-san!
Leave this place. Noel-sama and Levia-sama are now absorbing power atop this tower. The gate will open shortly. They set forth for the human world to carve out a dark history.
Cromm-san, don't you care? Making Noel-chan do such a thing?
I have long since abandoned self. I am a knight, a black hunting dog in service to a demon lord. Whatever path my liege may walk in, I can but follow.
But you get it, don't you? If they kill so many people, those two will feel more miserable than anyone. Let me through! I'm going to stop Noel-chan.
It is a knight's duty to protect her liege. I cannot let any pass here, no matter who they may be. If you must insist, then overcome me and fight your way up the tower. To the top, and my liege.
Cromm-san!
The Hidden Sea has no place here. I am the first hurdle you must cross, the Bloody Crescent, Chief Knight Bodyguard to Beelzebub, Cromm Kuach. And because I've consistently been going for Yuka in the scenes with the choice, here she is. Korona-chan.
Yuka-chan, you made it!
Tsubura-chan and Belith-chan covered me. I'll fight with you. I care not how many you add. Come, I will take all of you on.
Fine. Now let's do this.
So it begins. And so, the final battles begin. We're going to be fighting 3 battles in a row. There's all new music, they flow into each other. And of course, this is harder than anything else I've faced so far. So there may be retries involved. I'll probably have to break this up to keep the videos a reasonable length. We'll see how it goes. Having Yuka will definitely help. The Reflect and Double Defense options will both help the battle go more smoothly. Double Defense obviously means take half damage, effectively having twice as much health, which makes it that much harder to lose. Reflect also helps the battle go more quickly. If you get a good guard, that will bounce some damage back at them, which will make them go down more quickly. Again, you do have to have particularly good timing for that to work. But it helps. Every little bit does help. Yeah, we have this nice music going. Yeah, Cromm we have not fought except in werewolf form in this game. So, anyone who has not played the previous game, her special attacks will be unfamiliar. But we'll get to those when we get to those. For now, let's just focus on fighting. Try to avoid taking damage, try to finish this off as quickly as possible, because we have 2 more opponents to face after this. Your health does at least recover between battles, but there's no real break between battles, you don't get a chance to save. If you lose and have to retry, you start over from here, no matter how deep into the battles you've gotten. So that does make it kind of problematic if you're not doing well towards the end. And as I mentioned, it could be kind of an issue for the recording. I'm not sure quite how I'm going to handle this. I'm hoping I won't have to retry. If I do, I might have to end up editing out some of the refighting just to keep things reasonable. We'll see. Bloody Crescent or Bloody Bent One. This will be her bloody slash attack. Here I come. Abandon hope while you enter here, from Dante's Inferno, the phrase inscribed on the gates of hell. This attack isn't too bad as things go. It does have the leech ability, so if she hits you, she will recover some health. The main problem here are, well, there's two things. One is that they're coming from both sides, which is not something that attack normally does. Cromm is being boosted by the ambient power. The other thing, of course, is that the attacks fade out as they approach the target point, so you have to kind of keep track of what they were, how quickly they were going, kind of estimate when they're going to be in the right spot.
Here we go! Special attack!
As usual, Korona's specials are very nice for racking up extra damage. Korona Desperado in particular is also good for adding onto your hit gauge, which builds up your energy and gets you closer to your next special attack. Again, I love this music, and it just gets better. But for now, focus needs to be on fighting. Definitely watch out for ender attacks, as always. Okay, she's about a third of the way down. No damage taken yet. In this particular battle, it doesn't really matter how bad we come out of it, how much health you have left. Winning this battle will increase your score, difficulty level, magical girl points by 1, no matter how hurt you are. So it doesn't usually have any noticeable effect on the next battles. But a gain is a gain. It can push you up into a higher difficulty rating, depending on what your thing was before. Yeah, that's why you don't want to miss ender attacks. That took off like a quarter of Korona's health all at once. Anyway, here's our Korona Blaster attack. With that silly wording thing. It's trying to be like a sci-fi space war thing, but I don't know, it just seems silly.
Energy charged, target locked.
Or maybe it's just Korona's interpretation of sci-fi space stuff. Again, the thing with that is you need to be rhythmable, not too fast, not too slow. But it can be difficult finding exactly the right speed to make it work best, and sometimes you'll end up missing a chip or two in the middle. Not too big a deal. Okay, which special do we have this time? It's the same one again. She also has another special attack that will probably show up before the battle is over. Again, she has a very crescent moon motif going with a lot of her stuff. She has the scythe, you have the crescent moon in the background there. They call her the Bloody Crescent. Because as we're approaching, there was a crescent-shaped blast coming from the tower that Korona had to block out of nowhere. Yeah, this is a dead serious fight. Cromm is absolutely not joking around. Even if she does have misgivings. Her specials are not as frenetic as when she's a werewolf, but that doesn't mean you can let your guard down. Quite frankly, though, I would rather fight her like this than as a werewolf any day. Okay, she's about 3/5 down, maybe? Her at a gun blazing will probably be enough to finish her off when we get to that point. Yeah, sometimes even getting a critical guard isn't quite good enough to get Reflect. I think the targeting for that is slightly different. Probably slightly later, actually, from what I'm seeing at work. I think the target point for Reflect is a little past the center of it is a little past the center of where the critical zone is. Okay, and this should easily take us up to max energy. And do a decent amount of damage in the process. A guitar riff. She'll get a turn first. We actually might not see Darkness Mist. Yeah, the deal with Darkness Mist is it's a special attack that's similar to our normal attacks, except it comes from both sides. And there's a dark shroud over the whole target line, so you can't see the color of the chips, it's difficult to see their orientation. And with the speed things are coming at, it can be kind of hard to figure out which direction everything is and be able to block it before it gets there. The music is looping. That actually transitions quite nicely into the second part of the battle music, but you don't really hear it like that except in sound mode, where it has all three sections stitched together, seamlessly transitioning one into another. Okay, that wasn't quite enough. So when she gets in low health, not only does her expression change, but the wolf aura kind of fades out. This has no practical effect, but it's a nice aesthetic touch. Okay, one more round should be enough. If I had any energy left, I could do a quick burst, but I don't. Yeah, that's something I completely forgot about in the previous Noel battle. She was down to no visible health. I had level 1 worth of energy. I could have just used quick burst, gotten an immediate attack round, and finished it off right then and there. Yeah, that was just enough. Korona, take care of Noel-sama. But there's no time to relax. This keeps going. Everything advances on its own. You can't save here, so I'm not even going to try pausing the video and restarting. Hero, next you shall dance with me. Defying God is but folly. Fall with it burnt into your eyes. And Leviathan, of course, we have not fought before in this game, or in the previous game, because she wasn't in that, so this is a completely new opponent with completely new special attacks, completely new battle music, of course. Oh, I thought health was refilled, apparently not. Well, that makes it even worse. So yeah, this could be problematic. Leviathan is not too bad compared with Noel, but we need to fight both of them. That's off to a pretty good start. Did we get healed before Noel? I hope so. I could have sworn your health didn't carry over between battles, but obviously Korona is not at full health here, so let's see where this goes. They have some nice new music. There's a lot of strings, some parts echoing each other. And this part. Leviathan is the Lord of the Great Deep, and this has a kind of deep feel to it. Let's just get through that, get to the attack. Yeah, we kind of have a classical music kind of feel going on, but also with the modern drum beats, keeping them going strong. Kind of reminds me of, I think I'm thinking of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I think that's the one that does more classical sounding kind of music, but kind of punches it up. Anyway. Leviathan with her vertically slit demon eyes, this watery serpent aura coiled around her. Kind of affectionately moved around her arm. We're up to level 2. And of course all of these opponents have a lot of health. It is the endgame, so it's to be expected. Doesn't make it easy though. Hey, Leviathan, like Cromm, does have 2 different special attacks. We will be seeing at least one of them. We might be seeing both. Okay. Blaster. Skip the intro. Definitely tried to rush that. Fortunately, it doesn't really count against you if you miss any. You just don't get the damage for that hit. Okay, here's a special attack. This one looks like Sin of Envy. By Ancient Tarsus, that's from Paradise Lost. That's a nice effect. Bear your sins, east of Eden. The green-eyed monster is, of course, a metaphor for envy. And this attack will really mess you up if you don't know what to expect. As you see this here, we see 1 chip. But you have to block it something like 8 or 10 times. Yeah. If you know what's coming, it's not too bad to deal with. Some hits may still slip through, but you have to mash that button pretty quickly. It's sort of like Hyperion's attacks, where there's 2 hits per hit, and you need to block it twice, but much more so. Kind of a wild and creative sort of thing. Okay, she just got him first. If I gotten criticals on all of those, I would have been able to attack first. But that's not what happened. Missed one. And those do add up. Anyway. Try and focus. Getting close to level 3. Korona gun blazing will definitely not be enough to finish her off. I think she and Cromm both have the same amount of health, as well as Noel, but Leviathan has more defense. More defense means less damage taken per hit, which means she'll last longer. Defense, of course, does not affect Korona gun blazing, which is just raw percent hull damage. It's another normal attack. I kind of don't want to see her other special. I mean, I kind of do for purposes of the video, but I don't like it. It's... You remember Pleia's Voltic Discharge, where she has just this stream of constant attacks, one right after another, right next to each other, with little space in between. You need to enter the whole sequence very quickly. Leviathan's other special, Saintly Miracle, is kind of like that, except that they come from both sides at the same time. So it'll unpredictably go one side, left, right, left, left. And you have to keep blocking them all one after another in rapid succession with no time to catch your breath, recompose yourself, anything. Anyway. This will get her down into orange health. The serpent, like Cromm's wolf aura, fades out. She gets this pained look on her face. Almost makes you feel sorry for attacking her. This yes, this is Sin of NBA again. That particular one probably chosen because it has Leviathan in it. By ancient Tarsus held, or that sea beast Leviathan, which god of all his works, created hugest that swim the ocean stream. Okay, here's our giant horned whale thing. Also with that, you do need to start hitting early, otherwise you'll never be able to get them all in before it's too late. Okay, so I just need to finish this out. And then it's on to the real final battle. Which could be an issue. If you were watching the previous videos, you'll remember how much I struggled with Korona, how much I struggled with fighting Noel the previous time. This battle is going to be like that, but worse. I am more warmed up, have more of a feel for what I'm doing now. I did a practice run or two on the highest possible difficulty on another save. So hopefully it will feel tame by comparison to that, but it's still not going to be easy. I'd estimate that we're probably somewhere in the 80s difficulty range at this point. And I did my warm-up fight with her set to 100. Didn't beat her, by no surprise. But I managed to keep the battle going for a decent length of time. I was trying too hard to get the reflect and waited too long. Can't do a quick burst because I don't have the energy. But if this attack round doesn't finish her off, then the next one will. And this will be enough to get up to level 1, which means I can quick burst if necessary. And it is. So there we go. And this should end the battle. Yep, just 2 more hits. Such is the Black Demon Sword's power. Korona-chan, go! That girl, stop her! Yes, if you have a helper in these battles, they don't come with you past Leviathan. Has come, I see, those eyes, dead serious eyes directed at me, never since then. Dost recall it, that final night, the mad night when we fought each other with all the power we had? Since that day we have lived together, even fought a few times on a playing level. But not since then, not since that night have I spoken with thee with those eyes. Long has it been, Korona Sakura.